Okay everybody and welcome back. Today we're gonna put a motor in the cowboy junction.
It's another day at Hansens Speed Shop, and in today's video we are going to drop in the 446 pack mill from our 70 Super B into the 70 Challenger. It's a moment that has taken probably a year now to convert this car to color conversion, 4-speed, disc brakes and all that. But today we're finally dropping in the 440 back into the Challenger. So let's get right to it, pull out the engine hoist and the 440 engine and get a 440 big look in the Challenger. Also, I bought a new car. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
It's a Ford. Yeah, I didn't buy a new car. He got teeth in the mouth. Ah yes, here it is. Old trusty. You know what I just thought about? I had this engine hoist / crane for probably 6 years now. 5 years, I guess. It's the cheapest one that you could buy at the time, and probably still is the cheapest one you can buy. I custom fitted with my own very long, might I add, very long piece of tubing right here. Thought about it until right now is, imagine how many engines I've actually lifted in and out of things, or just engines in general. It's a lot. Can you hear the big block? Okay, so one thing I just talked about was I made this custom piece of tubing that's way too long, and if you have to go off of this weight rating right here, we're probably like minus 1,000 ton right now. 1,000 ton? 1 ton. I mean the 1 ton, that's not 1,000 tons. 1,000 tons, that's a lot of elephants.
Yeah.
Last time I moved this thing, I destroyed my iPhone. Oh, so much iron. Not gonna lie, aluminum heads in this thing would be pretty cool. God damn it, camera stand, you piece of jerky. That's not even a word. Look at my jerky. Insert insane epic moment of me unveiling things you already have seen, so it's not an unveiling. I don't know. Let's go. Looky here. Look at the beauty that appeals. 440! Mopar. The Cowboy Challenger. It's getting the Cowboy Challenger 440. Man, am I excited. Can you feel the excitement? My brain is going, bye intake. Yep. Can you feel the excitement? Feel the excitement of the baby blood? Take the baby blood. Did you say big blood? I said the baby blood. Why are you singing? Are you fuck? The sun is coming out because I'm installing a big blood. Let the lifting begin. Here she is, Crystal. Big old Bertha. Lifting this thing very high. Man, I just love seeing an engine this expensive just dangling around like this. Your boy have may forgotten something. We still need a flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, get all that thing mounted and torqued. I don't know, I'm too excited. Let's get this thing back out again, and then we got some really sweet McLeod racing things we're gonna put on it. So first we're gonna do is get these old flex plate off, and luckily this is all ready from a 4-speed car, I would almost assume, at some point, or it has been in a 4-speed car at some point in its life, because it's already got a pilot bushing in, and the crankshaft, in other words, is already made for a pilot bushing, because not all mopar crankshafts are drilled correctly for a pilot bushing. We got new hardware for all this stuff. ARP, they had all in stock flywheel bolts, bell housing bolts to put the bell housing to the transmission case itself, the flywheel bolts. Hansens Speed Shop. How are you? I am going to remove this old pilot bearing. So, in this segment of the show, apparently for some reason I'm just gonna eat some bread. And then, we're just gonna shove it in the hole. Pretty much you wanna fill the booty of the 440 up with bread. Yep. What we're doing right here is a really old automotive trick to remove a pilot bushing bearing. And the bread is pretty much gonna act like a hydraulic press on the back side of the bearing while you knock your socket or whatever thing that fits in here. Ideally you would have like an input shaft that fits perfectly, but I do not. Good bread.
Give it some more bread.
There we go. That took way too long. McLeod Racing came through and sponsored the build. Freaking amazing. Huge shout out to McLeod Racing for hooking this engine up with a flywheel, which is basically just a stock flywheel that I bought, where they also supply the weight kit for whatever engine you need. It could be for 360, 340, 318, normal 440, or in this case we have 440 6-pack rods. So the engine is externally balanced, just our harmonic balancers. The flywheel is also. So we got a weight in here where we got to put on our flywheel. That's position C. So, oh, they already engraved A and C right here. How neat is that? So we got 2 bolts and we need some thread lock on that. Okay, take 2. Definitely didn't put this on the wrong way. That's torque to spec. Great. Torque to spec. So next step should be easy enough. Put it on the engine, yeah. So mopar have this weird bolt pattern. 2 bolts are closer than the 2 other bolts, so the 2 close ones are up here. There you go. And then afterward we're gonna wipe the surface down so it's all clean for the new clutch to mate into. So we just got the flywheel wiped down. There's a little bit of oil film on it. And then we got this thing, the clutch. Sits in there real nice in the new pilot bearing, no slop. And we're gonna torque this thing to 35 to 38 foot-pounds, which is the same spec as from Chrysler as well. So we got some new ARP bolts also that we're gonna throw on this thing right here. The pressure plate. That was the clutch that was hanging off the engine, not the pressure plate. Did I say that wrong? Hold it right there. And I'm gonna line it right up to a bolt hole right here. I don't know if you can tell this, but it has like a concave piece right there on the washer that goes towards the bolt head. Alright, we are finally ready to get the motor back in. So we just got an hour and a half setback because I had to do the whole clutch thing. First of all, I'm just gonna put some lube on all the rubber parts here because then they go easier together, and I just like grease, you know. Enough grease. Grease. There you go. This is just some anti-seize copper grease thing. It's grease. What more do you have to know? Let's get this thing in, Crystal. By the way, Crystal has been an absolute trooper today because she is really not feeling that well. And she still managed to be out here for like 2 hours and being a cameraman. I was about to say camera girl. So, big shout out to her for filming my greatest achievement of this year, putting in my 440 in big rock.
And I'm gonna get yarn after this, so it's okay.
Yeah, for a little gift for hanging out with a stupid guy in an old barn. She's gonna go get some free yarn. Hey, that did a little bit of rhyming right there. Okay, let's go. If you didn't know, if it's a big block, then you would know moving it. And time for a drop test. The wires are stuck inside the clutch. What is going on here? Yeah, it's getting the old milling. Woo! Man, this engine looks cool. I mean, we are technically inside the mount right now. We are 1 inch from touchdown. And there we go. Engine is officially in. And look at your valve cover, Crystal, with the Cowboy Challenger.
Yeah.
That's sweet. That's freaking cool. It looks so amazing. One thing that's really funny to me is it looks kind of small in here. I don't really know why, but it looks smaller than the first time we had it in here. But I guess it was caterpillar yellow back then, and now it's orange. And colors can make you seem that things are bigger and whatnot than it might look. So right now the engine mounts are way up in the front on the ears of the block, and the way I did this so it could just hang is I have a jack stand in the rear, like an adjustable jack, that is just touching on the flywheel and has barely any weight on it, so it's not like I'm going to compress or destroy the starter teeth or anything, so that's fine. But it's just for now so it doesn't sag like this and hanging in the new mounts and bolts and everything and stretch everything out. It's just not a nice feeling, and we want to get the thing completely level, and then when all the weight sits on it and it's square and everything, the engine in there, then we're going to torque the bolts into the K-member, we're going to torque the bolts into the ears of the block, and then everything's like settled, you know, and has all its weight on it. That's how I want to do it. So yeah, so right now it's just resting on the jack in the back. But man, this looks sick. So I kind of rushed this whole install and getting the engine in here quickly and the whole clutch stuff, so if there wasn't too much of a details, anything you want to know, then let me know down in the comments, because Crystal started feeling real damn sick while being in the shop today, but she stood in there, real trooper, and actually kept filming even though she wanted to go home and actually got this done for me, so that's real freaking awesome. So engine is in, everything is ready for me to just throw at it, you know, bell house, starter, exhaust, wiring, radiator, fan shroud, radiator hoses, fuel lines, carburetor got to be installed. And also looking at it, I'm not really sure if that carburetor is going to fit under the hood, you know. The carburetor is going to fit on the hood. The air filter, that's where I'm concerned. Intake does sit an inch higher right now on top of the chain right now, as you can see, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what kind of air cleaner we can actually get on it without having to go to a different hood. We do have options, but I don't really want to use that hood.